how's it going? It's Miyako from Japan. Welcome back to my channel. I am live from Fukuoka Prefecture, Japan. I wonder how far I like this actually. I don't know when it starts. It's like preview, and then 4 seconds in, and then it starts, and then I don't see the whole who's watching and so on. I don't see that until later. I don't actually know when I'm going live. But here I am, the fourth day today. Yay! Hello! Hello! Thanks for coming. Nice to see you again. Just let me quickly check if I look okay. Why am I speaking like this? I don't know. Okay. Yeah, gotta make sure that you don't see anything behind. It is raining again here. I think it's like the rainy season. Maybe not yet. In the southern part of Kyushu is already rainy season, but I don't know about my area. But it's been like raining for days, but not severely enough so that we still have like a bit of a water shortage. So like sometimes we have a car going like announcing like, oh, please do not use too much water. Let's save water. uh. Anyway, howdy Yoko. Oh, howdy. Hello Yoko. Hello. Thanks for coming back to my stream. I hope that everyone is still awake. I was yeah, I jogged in the rain. Like yesterday it was like misty, it was okay, but today it's like raining. So I actually put out the raincoat which we somehow have, and I wore that over my workout clothes, and it looks like an idiot. But I felt good because nobody is really running, but I was. So I was like, yeah, I'm cool. But yeah. Yoko always looking kawaii. Thank you. What's interesting about like cute pose is like Japanese like in the 80s and 90s, or maybe up to like early 2000, when girls here tried to look cute and so on, it was like this, like or, right? But American girls, as far as I can see, is like first of all, they don't try to be cute, they try to be sexy. So first of all, it's different. But even so, like when they try to be cute, it's like right this this pose, and it's just interesting. We're like, or right when Americans are like, it's different and it's interesting. Oh Matt, again, thank you so much for super chat. Good morning from Sweden. Yeah. Hello, Sweden. Good morning to you. Thank you so much as always for your super chat. I have a newspaper. Just got it. Just got it. Yeah, I was wearing a raincoat, right? And I didn't want to go in like after the jog because I was like wet all over my body. And I didn't want to bring like droplets to the store with and also like within the coat it's like humidity, with my temperature and the kilt that doesn't actually let your temperature go out, like your yeah. So then it was like a sauna inside what I was wearing. It's like I just feared I would smell bad or something, and I didn't go in. But yeah, again, they're talking about the consumption tax on foods, bringing down to 1%. They wanted to actually do it for 0%, but due to the technical difficulties, like zero being the difficult number, they were they're trying to do it 1%, but then it's like against the promise. They said that they're going to take down the consumption tax to 0 for 2 years. It's like 1%. Like, what are you doing? Yeah, and then here too, the details here, you see 1%. And then I haven't read this, by the way, so I'm just looking at it with you. It's just Japanese, like really domestic politics here. Oh, I see Rubio. Ah, okay. Let me see. Let's look at Rubio. My newspaper is not behaving. No. Listen to Yoko. Hello. Oh, why are you such a mess today? Because of the fan? I have a fan down here. Probably that's why. Wait for me. Sorry for wasting your time. It's okay. You can make sure that you're wherever you are, like pick up your trash or something in the meantime. Seriously, what is this? Ah, I wish you guys could like reach out a hand or something to just fold this newspaper. Ah, I tried. Anyway, AI regulation. You see, Ruby. Oh, yeah. AI regulation and revolution, innovation. They're trying hard. Uh, China like chasing America, so America is now. Uh, you know, what does it say? Trump administration. Uh, okay, that's hard to translate. But yeah, America is currently the leader of the AI in the world. There's no doubt about it. Yes, that's true. Yeah, you gotta be careful. Oh, today is June 4th. Remember the Tiananmen Square massacre. Do not forget. Oh, I should have put that in the title today. Yeah. Shared on Twitter. Thank you so much. Did I post on X? Because I prepared that earlier. Okay, I did. So, how anything new on your end? But yeah, AI, man. You gotta be like, let's just, make sure that Japan and the US and Taiwan and South Korea too, that we're in, and also in a big, like broader perspective, you'll be like with Australia and Europe and India, but like we gotta stick together and develop new cool technology to counter China, CCP China. Because China is the kind of country which kills their own people. Those who want freedom in the country, they get caught, they get prisoned, and they get deprived of all the opportunities in the country. It is terrible. Sorry, I'm like trying to fix the papers. Just turned off the fan. I should have done it in the first place. It's humid today, so that's part of the reason because the papers feels differently. Oh, so, see, like because sorry, I'm distracted. Sorry for that. Let's talk, man. Any and Vietnam, they don't trust China. That's a good thing, right? Yeah, Vietnam and the Philippines are now like they understand the situation and whatever they have felt from the past. They're like cooperating with Japan, and we're super duper thankful for that because we gotta stick together to fight China and the threat of their expansion. Hey, did you remember what? Yup. Guess what? Today, when I went to get the newspaper, I got this. Kuri. Organic sweet chestnuts. Oh, that's how you say chestnuts. It's like $1. So, but of course, it's made in China. So, like, whenever I see, I always look on the back of the product, where it says like, oh, where it's from, and it's from where does it say? Oh, here it says China. So every time I see that, I'm like, and then I'm like, no, thank you, But today I'm like, I'm craving for it. Can I have one? Can you buy me this? Also, can you buy me this newspaper? Because I realize like I'm paying. I mean, you should, right? Like that's an adult thing to do. Chestnut. Yeah. Mm. 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 Make sure that I don't have foods in my mouth, right? That's the that's the standard, right? Japanese reporters, by the way, on TV, they always like sometimes they have to go to the town, and introduce some new sweets or new cake or whatever, or some restaurants, and then the reporter has to eat, but then they have a time limit of reporting. So in the meantime that they try to report, they eat, and then while they have food in their mouth, they start talking. That's a Japanese thing, and I see Westerners not doing that. So I gotta adjust my standards when I talk to you guys. Okay. I do not trust China. I don't either. Hello, Yoko. Hello. Japan is a great nation. I have a cousin in the Philippines and one in Japan. Ooh, cool. Oh, hey, I remember this troll. Um, I should do this one. Bye bye. Bye bye. Yeah, anyway. I also avoid products from China. Isn't it funny that when I talk about the Tiananmen Square massacre, this like probably like supposedly like Chinese Umao type of account is like, oh, you killed like millions of people. Always they want to switch the subject. And what's weird about it is that China is like, in order to justify China's militarism, they use Japan as a topic, right? They have a whole this industry of like anti-Japan movies. And they have piled up some imagination and have created many stories, and before movies too they created propaganda to like they always it's their thing. I think it's a cultural thing. I think that they do that. They always increase the number of the victimhood. So it's like they don't claim things based on the actual number, based on the evidence and so on. The evidence that they bring up are like like photos like merged together, or a photo like atrocious photo taken from a Hong Kong movie and so on. It's not actually like Japanese soldiers. And one one funny picture that I saw about the Nanking massacre is that like their heads, heads of like the victims, right? Or only heads. But then you can see that they have like colored the body black, but like when you take a picture of that it doesn't really stand out, and it looks like it's like a bunch of heads. They have done like before Photoshop, they were very creative. So yeah, anyway, it's really interesting. But like I have So I've been doing this activity for over 12. Wait, no, I've been active 14 years. I've been doing this for 14 years. And so I've been dealing with trolls, for over a decade, like nearly 2 decades. And so what happens is that like you get used to it and you see the pattern of their logic, right? And I'm like, please be like at least be creative, Hmm. Let's see. Japan is a great. Okay, I read that. I also avoid products from China. Yeah, and like it's appealing when it comes to like high tech stuff from China. It's kind of appealing, of course. Like if you can get those in like a less like if you want something like a for example like a microphone like I would like a small microphone like wireless one to put it here instead of this, right? But and I looked up on Amazon and like the good ones with the regional prices, they are all like Chinese, right? Like when I always check the brands, and if it says China, I'm like, no, I'm not buying it. I can't risk it, right? So that sucks. It's tempting. I have to admit, it is tempting, but then I'm like, no. So, oh, super chat. Thank you, Tick Liquor. Thank you. I heard on the news there have been several bear attacks on people in Japan recently. Yeah, many, many, many. It's been going on. I think it's been going on for a while. Last year or the year before. Yeah, like bears nowadays, they don't sleep during winter. And the biggest problem that's been happening is that um, so mountain. They live on Japanese like north part of Japan, mountain. They live in on the mountain, but then they usually eat stuff like I don't know, maybe chestnuts or like I hear maybe donguri, right? Like some stuff that's with the trees, but then I'm curious of how to say donguri in English. Acorns and so on. Like it's so weird that they eat tiny things when they have a huge body. But anyway, so like the somehow the acorns and so on, like it wasn't enough in the forest, so they came down to the towns and it's somehow it's coming down and also like they started to learn the taste of like humanly made foods out of the garbage and so on, and also they have tasted human flesh as well. It's common now that people get attacked in the north, meaning like way up north, but up northeast of Japan. My island, Kyushu, I think we used to have bears, but like right now I don't think that we have any. So it's that like northeast area that are affected, but in Tokyo too, like they see bears sometimes now. So I don't know if it's related to global warming or just the climate being crazy, but also the another problem is that tourists, they leave behind their trash and so on, and sometimes the worst case is that the photographers and so on, they use foods to try to get an attention from wild bears, and so that's bad because they don't collect them afterwards as well, and it becomes a garbage, and it attracts some more bears. And once bears have experienced the humanly made taste, then they learn it, and then their children, their cubs, they can learn that somehow, and then the parents and the children, they come down to the people's town too. So yeah, it's bad. It's terrible. Like there was even a case or two that like half of the body is missing and so on, and I feel terrible. But then people still like it's a huge news, and still like elderly people just go to get like like mushrooms in the forest, and it's so silly. Like why would you want to die for that? You know, you can just get them in the grocery store or something. Maybe they don't have a grocery store. I don't know. But anyway. Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa. Thanks for coming and thank you so much for the super chat. Yeah. They still consume Japanese media even though they hate the country. Are you talking about the Chinese people? Um, what's interesting about China is that they are historically angry with us because all they know is Chinese, like CCP propaganda. You know, they don't get to hear other perspectives inside China. So it's sad, you know, when I think about them, like, oh, they don't have the right to know, you know, and that sucks for them too. But the first impression of everything conquers your brain, so they don't have like I don't know they don't even doubt it, right? You don't even think that there's like they could be wrong. Right? But it's so great though to realize like you were fed lies in schools, and when you realize that, like getting red pilled, it's like oh, such an experience, man. But yeah, it does say the Tiananmen Square massacre, like 37 years now. So it was 1985, 1989, right? Yeah. I was 4 back then. Oh, military court footage. Researcher who gained it. Oh, this is the military court. There's a footage. I gotta see that. Yeah. It's good. In Japan, by the way, I saw there was a gathering of Chinese Democrats in Japan. Like we are actually friends with them, but they wanted to make him bigger and more official. So I think they did that in the Parliament building. So yeah, that's good. Like the Chinese people who are standing up against the CCP government, our allies. So yeah, yep. Any questions? Japan needs a Don't Feed the Bears campaign. Yeah, our government is actually pushing that. And I think I showed you the advertisement that was on the newspaper. Yeah, it's like, don't go to the mountain. Yeah. I guarantee you won't see Chinese newspapers mentioning the Tiananmen Square massacre. Yeah, I agree. I don't think they could. Yeah. The censoring in the country is so crazy, but all the censoring and monitoring, you know, it tells you the like one thing that CCP is scared of the people in China. It's as simple as that. They're freaking scared, or else they wouldn't need such a system. Japan doesn't have that, you know. And look at like even Abe and Trump as well. Like the left and China say that you know they are dictators and fascists and whatsoever, but people are freely like making comments about politics, and they're even saying negative things about Trump or even Abe, right? It doesn't make sense. The accusation is weird. Super chat. Thank you so much. Commented the relationship. Thank you so much as always. Thank you. Yay! I become happy when I receive super chat. I like I'm just scrolling up and back, up and down because I like seeing the colorful things. Yeah, super chat. Yeah, thank you. Your country is so beautiful. The Japanese people should be very proud. Thank you. Yeah, it is beautiful here. Yeah. But yeah, I think we are actually improving. Like growing up, I didn't think that my country was that beautiful. Like I mean, scenery is beautiful, of course, and all the housing is cool. But still, like as for the hygiene, is it hygiene and so on, or how the city is built and so on. I didn't really like it growing up, but it's getting better. Like around the time when I was in high school or so, I think that things started to become more and more clean and beautiful and advanced, and I like the modern style. But some people just like the traditional Japanese sceneries too. I like that too. I want to go back to like I want to revisit this place in the city where it's like the really traditional Japanese style building, like a residence with a pond with koi fish and my parents' place. Like we have a pond as well, and we have koi, but the scenery is a little bit different. Like we have a modern house, but that place is like big, spacious tatami, tatami floor, and it's nice. Yep, yep, yep. Hey Yoko, been watching you since 2016. Wow, thank you. When I first started college. Wow. I have an opportunity through my job to move to Japan with a salary of 160K US dollars. That's cool. In your experience, is this move worth it? Like, that would be. I think it's a good job, right? I mean, the pay. As for the pay, let me see how much that costs today. Dollars, yen. I gotta type it in. Yeah, that's. I don't know the current, like that much is like when I like my generation didn't receive that much. Like that was the expectation, but the reality was not that good. Uh, 初任給 what Q. And lately, by the way, the problem that we are seeing in Japan is that like people around 50 or so, like my husband's generation, they went through iceberg age. That's what we call it, I guess. Oh no, no iceberg. It's not Titanic. It's a what's the word? Ice age, just simply ice age, and the support not support rate, employment rate was awful, so people couldn't get a job, and then they're like at the age of like management position in companies and so on, but they're not paid enough, right? From the get-go, like the economy was bad, and then still like they live on the extension of that. And young people today, they graduate from university, and then our government is trying to push the economy, and also like our prices are up, so of course like we need to change, like pay people more, but they get to receive a lot of money while the people above their generation are not receiving as much, not as much, but like it's not just fair, and that's been a problem here. But then there's no correct answer to that, so But then in Japan, though, we have a lot of taxation. So even if you are offered a certain money, you have to make sure that you know like how much you actually get. So it says like 230,000. 230,000 huh? 230,000 or so, and then there will be like so, and 80% of that is something that you would earn. Yeah, it is hard. But I don't know. At the end of the day, though, it's about like if you're young, especially like you should just experience things. That's like when you're young, you don't really have much to lose, you know, and you have the vitality and energy. Don't take it for granted. For me, people above my age, like older generation, were threatening me that my like vitality or energy would all of a sudden like decline at the age of 30. But for me, I think it's the like 40, right? Like my energy level is okay, but I realized that my body is having a lot of like I was not living healthy in a healthy way, you know, stuck at the desk and so on all the time. And so then I became, of course, like unhealthy. And when you're young, you somehow can, you know, work through it. But when you are older, uh, you get a disease and so on. So like while you are young, you gotta go everywhere, experience many things as much as you can, so that based on the experiences, you can get a really good job, or you can start a good job, or something like that. That'll be my auntie advice. Why is the Japanese female rock and metal so big from your perspective? Why is the Japanese female rock? Is it big? Because I'm actually not so familiar. I do know baby metal, but that's about it. Female rock? Back in the day, there were cool artists like, for example, like Nanase. What was that? Nanase something. And yeah, but I don't know. Like Japanese people, there are some famous rock bands, but I don't know. But females in general are treated nicely here. You know, often objectified though sexually, of course, you know, but I think it has changed. DJ Marco is Japanese now. When King Charles came to the US, the Democrats applauded him and they endorsed the No Kings protest, yet they're applauding the king. I know that. I've heard of that too. It was so funny when I heard that. Yeah. I'm like, which one is it? I think that like you know, like people on the left side, like leftists are just control freaks, you know, they have mental issues, then they just need to control everything. And that's where it's all coming from, you know, all the debates that you see. You know, American topics are easy to understand, as I have told you many times before, like birth control, gun control, whatever control that you can think of. It's like control, you know, and they wanna make sure to watch you, you know, like as a society. And yeah. Hi, Yoko and Cha. Hello. Thanks for coming. Lemon pound cake. It tastes so nice. Oh, that does sound good. How do people from Fukuoka feel about the stereotypes about their prefecture? Are any of them true? What kind are you talking about? Fukuoka is often said that like Shura no Kuni. I don't know if. how to say that in English. I have no idea. Shuran. Well, I wonder what would be the translation.
Land of Carnage.
Land of Carnage? What is carnage? The land of demons? A lawless zone? A living hell? The translation is funny. But yeah, it's like really tough, dangerous place. They say that because we've got like Yakuza type and the people fight a lot. Like we're really passionate, enthusiastic. But from my standpoint, I like that about our place. But at the same time, it's just kind of outdated and it just happens in like rural area. Like in rural area, they don't have like bookstores. They don't really they have the internet now, so it's a bit better, but still like it's hard to keep up with what's going on in the rest of the society. So they are kind of left out. That's the like physically speaking, that's what happens, like due to the materialistic limit. So and then they value like old fashioned values and so on. So yeah. Junko Ohashi, telephone number is a banger. Ooh. Sounds like it could be from like 80s or something. I learned that it's illegal for bike riders to ride abreast. What else is illegal to do on a bike in Japan? What is that term? Narande. Yeah. I mean, starting from this April, they changed rules for bicycles riders. But then people are complaining because, and I think it's stupid too, because you're supposed to make sure that we have the right road to adjust or, I mean, implement the new legal system. And right now, like they say, for example, one thing you shouldn't do is to ride on the space of pedestrians. But then if you go to, but if some roads in Japan, or many roads in Japan, actually, like we don't have the zone even for pedestrians. And there's only a like white line at the edge of the road or street. And then you're supposed to avoid the car, but then don't get into the zone and people walking, and like there's no zone. And if you follow that, it's dangerous. Like, yeah. But in like a newly established places, like a newly like a established infrastructure and so on, then that works out. But the majority of places in Japan, it doesn't work. So you can't. And so when there's also like, if you're a driver of a vehicle, if you're going, here, and then if you see somebody riding a bicycle in front of you, then you can't go past that person and you have to go behind this bicycle, even though it's really, really slow. So then it will be like stagnation will happen, right? It's bad. But then, like, if you don't have like enough space in between, then you can't go past the person. But obviously it doesn't work in Japanese streets or roads. So people are. I don't think that. I don't even know if the police are serious about catching those who go against the rules, because there's no way. And then one thing that I've learned is that you can't use the bell to let the people know, like, hi, I'm behind you, please get away, get out of my way, kind of thing. And then ding ding ding, there's a bell in on our bicycles, but you are not supposed to do that. for that intention. I don't know the real intention is meant to be, but yeah. And then you would get fined like 3,000 yen. So that's silly. It's absolutely illegal. I've never seen a single person ride a bike on the road. Single person ride a bike on the road. Oh, it depends here. Like some people follow the rules, others just don't. The other day when I was like in the morning, I was going to the park to jog, right? I got out of my place and I was like happy, like yeah, I'm gonna jog today. Yeah, I'm good. I'm in a good what mood. And then there's this dangerous like crossroads, like both ways, like coming together. And then I'm the walking person, so I'm always prioritized. And then there are signs which tell the cars to stop, right? At least like you gotta kind of, what's the word? Gradually, stop for a minute, like just 1 second and then go. But either way, you gotta like, speed down a little bit and then go, right? And I'm there, so of course I'm prioritized, and I'm walking, and then this car is like, right? But I'm like, no, I'm the one who has to be prioritized, okay? So like it was like a chicken race, which one? But this, I don't know if it's a man or woman or like young or old. I couldn't tell because I looked, but I couldn't see because of the reflection. Right? I'm like, right. But then, and it kind of wanted to slow down, I guess, but just went in front of me. So I'm like, but I decided to just be close to the car. Like if this was a car, I'm like, right. And then I'm like, huh? That's my reaction. Huh? When Japanese people are angry, we're like, huh? Right? So I was like, I literally said that, right? And then the next second, I was like almost like putting up my middle finger because that's the only sign that I could think of in the moment to show anger and like to tell whoever the message. And I don't know why. I probably watched too many Netflix shows, and like we don't have that culture here, we don't put up middle finger. But that was in the moment when I was like angry, right? Kind of. And then I don't know why it came up to me, but then I thought that it's actually very useful to use that sign, right? Okay, right? Because I said, huh, but like it doesn't reach to the car because the windows are up and it's sealed and they can't hear. So, yeah. But then I just went around the car, like when it was passing by, I'm like, right? So then I hope that it kind of gave the car like a little goosebumps or something because who knows what could happen. Like if I touch the car a little bit and fall down or something, it could be a crime too. And it's crime as it is to like ignore the rules. So I really hate that sort of people because like doesn't matter if they are Japanese or not. Um, well, Japanese people there are bad Japanese people too, just so you know. So I really hate it because they are a threat to our society. This is Fukuoka. Like, I'm such a Fukuoka person that I cannot tolerate people like that. Like, who do you think you are? Like you gotta follow the rules. We are all like suppressing ourselves to follow the rules. You gotta share the burden with us. That's the way we think. Yeah. Is that offensive in Japan? Yeah, I mean we do understand the meaning of the symbol. So leftists always use that sign. There's a really famous picture of a leftist here. Like she's a psychiatrist, I think, like something to do with psychology. She's old, and she has that sort of expertise. And at the protest, I think it was when like a Nippon Daito, like those who are fighting against South Koreans in Japan, like Makoto Sakurai, people like, and then versus leftists. And then, so like, I don't know what kind of protest that was, but like which one was doing it, but they always counter each other, so then this leftist psychiatrist woman had a really like scary face. She looks old too, and her hair is messed up, and then she's like middle finger. And then that photo got really famous in cyberspace. So it's funny. But the thing is, though, it's not only leftists who, try to copy like Western culture or especially American culture, because right wings do it differently. Like if you look at Sanseito, for example, they using the slogan like Japan. Is it Japanese first? But Japanese first, right? And or Nippon first. But at least like, so the guy who was fighting South Koreans in Japan, he was kind of racist too. But at least he was using the slogan, like when he heard like America first, of course he took advantage of that, but he translated that like perfectly into Japanese. It's a Japanese phrase that he uses, or he used. I don't think he works anymore as an activist. But Sanseito, our like small right-wing party, they use like fasto first, right? First, as in English, and no right wing would do that. So they're not even right wing. And to import like ideology or some thoughts from other countries and make it their slogan is bizarre. It's really weird. From the standard of Japanese right wings. So yeah, it's pretty much the same everywhere. Don't get drunk and ride a bike. Yeah, you get caught for drinking. Hello, thanks for coming. Okinawa must feel almost like America with so many military there. I've only been there once. Oh, I've never been there. I'd like to visit. I need to go to Hokkaido and Okinawa in my country. And I want to go to Nagoya too because I've never been there. I've been to Tokyo and Yokohama briefly too, but I want to go to Yokohama too because I need to see the port. Where Koizumi, Defense Minister Koizumi is from. It would be nice to see because it's beautiful there too. With the bricks and so on, and also like American influence is there. And I've been to Hiroshima, Nagasaki, Kagoshima, and all the like Kyushu Island, all Kyushu Island too, right? And some Yamaguchi, like as far as I can go, like within the with car. My husband had a car for a little while. We traveled around a bit, but like Nagoya is kind of far. But then like it's hard to go, so I gotta go. 2:38 a.m. and I'm dying. Don't die. Live. Live for me. Don't close your eyes. You're gonna die. Don't do it. No. Something you see in like many movies. No, yeah. Don't close your eyes. Visit Yokosuka. I lived there while in the Navy. Cool. I wanna go. I wanna see. Is Mikasa there? I need to see Mikasa. Just off work. I see Yoka. Yeah. Sanseito area, I predict they'll have a lot of inviting and turn into an organic food delivery service. You might be right. That's so funny. Yeah. Saseto people like Kamiya, the party leader, wanted to expand, right? So in order to do that, he used like a multi, what is it called? MLM, multi something. No, what is it called? Like a, yeah, like a, or the Amway and so on, that sort of stuff. That kind of scheme, like pyramid scheme, is actually popular in Japan. Like you see that everywhere. So and then what what it does though when you open the gate for that sort of people in politics is that there are a lot of conspiracy theories and it's so confusing. And Kamir, the party leader, he is often caught telling lies and spreading false information. So especially LDP, who feels threatened by the party, they're pointing out all the false claims made by the party or him individually. Mikasa is there. Cool. My husband and I, we need to go. Is Nagoya hard to reach by train from Fukuoka? Yeah, we would just fly. I think. Yeah, like if you use like LCC, the cheap kind of plane tickets, it shouldn't be that expensive. Oh, super chat, bro. Thank you so much, as always. Apparently, Korea had an election today. It's been wild seeing their posts in Korean expressing concern about potential fraud and counting votes intermixed with English posts are expressing the same fear in California. Oh, but it's Korea is always like that though. But it's we have a Korean friend and he was telling us like he's conservative. He was sharing the story that this one time, at the time that we were interviewing him, like they had an election in Korea, and he was introducing the case that where there's a box and the box has a hole. Like it's like so old school, right? Like it's there's a hole and yeah, it's terrible. Multi-level marketing. Ah, that's what it stands for. Thank you. Yes, yes, that's what I'm talking about. Multi-level marketing. Yeah. As for elections, Japan's system is actually good. It's still not like it gets easily manipulated too, but it's at least it's better than most countries. So I hope that people like in other countries would consider installing our system. Americans called Yokosuka Yoko for short. Really? if I go if I go around the places, then I will feel like I've been called out many times, right? Oh, let's go to Yoko. Oh my god. I'll be like, oh, did somebody call me? I must go Yoko sleep another dying. What do you do at work? Oh my gosh. I hope you survive. Thank you though for stopping by. Let's see. Are you Buddhist or Shintoist or another thing if it is not indiscreet to ask? Oh, thank you. I'm like both. Just like many other like majority of Japanese people. In Shinto, it's not like, I think in Christianity, you guys have like baptizing, right? And that, like, is that a thing to do when you enter the religion? Or I don't even know, sorry for my ignorance. But in Shinto, you don't have anything, to believe in what we believe in. Like if you want to believe, just believe. And it's really tolerant, I would say. And yes, I believe in Shinto, and Shinto is basically attached to the emperor family too. And yeah, we have Shinto, mini Shinto shrine there, like a Wi-Fi of shrine. It's like a little building, and we have leaves, representing like trees basically, and then we have a little bit of fire place too for it. And my husband bought like a cool object, like a, I don't know what it means though. Yeah. And then we have like this shape of salt. Salt is important to purify, and the sake and rice and so on there. And then, but the thing is though, like I'm always like praying there. But at the same time, when I die, I'll be probably, my funeral will probably be some Buddhist thing. But I don't do anything though, we kind of have like Buddhist thing where like our ancestors, like it has our ancestors' names and so on, but we're, yeah, it's just there. And that's just a typical Japanese household, that we, yes, we do, but not in the way that Western or other religions do. It's really casual, if that makes sense. But Buddhist, I think that Shinto is like the belief and behind our custom. Like it is labeled as a religion, but it's more of a custom. So it's like custom, right? And then Buddhism, though, it's like it teaches you how to live. So like how to be nice, how to just think about life in general. Um, yeah, like effective way of thinking and so on. So like, and also it's important, I think, to have a religion like that to maintain like a good harmonious society, because people without religions, people become evil, in my opinion. So yeah, I hope I answered well. Yeah. Oh, super chat, Brian B. Thank you so much as always. Good morning, Yoko and Hida. Good morning. My husband isn't here right now. Ba, ba, ba. In Yoko's American sailor's favorite food are the gyudon balls from Matsuya. Cool. I mean, it's beef, right? American beef. Yesterday, which reminds me, I was watching TV, after dinner, and I saw I saw this competition in Texas of deciding the best steak in the world. And they were like, basically they had to, like, they had all the meats laid out, same parts, but different, right? A bunch of them. And then like they had to decide like who goes in first to pick the good meats, and then they have this like really really creative way of grilling it. Some people even like tying around the beef, and also like seasoning with spice and so on. And I saw all the, like, a lot of like America type of like big American people there. And I was like laughing out of joy. Like, oh, they're so American. They were like, I wish I could have showed you the program. Like, it was so cool. And then there was this Japanese guy who is joining the competition. So, but this time he didn't even make it out of the first league to get to the tournament. So, yeah. Thanks for your answer. Thank you. I just got up. Hello. Is your husband out playing the pachinko? No, he's working. He does. He thinks pachinko is stupid. I think it's stupid too. I don't. I don't understand why people do that. Yeah, like he has shared a story that his cousin, like when he was young, his cousin took him out to pachinko just to experience, and he just saw like $10, going to the machine. Basically like they get to the machine and then they have the bees, I guess. But anyway, so it was like $10, and then instantly it was gone. And my husband, as a kid, was like, what just happened? That's stupid. Some people just have a good sense though and can earn money and then do well. I've heard a crazy story that there was somebody that got money out of the thing, So those who are not familiar with pachinko, it's like a casino basically. But like the ping, is it a ping pong? No, I don't know why it's called. But the ball goes up and then kind of thing. But yeah, there was a story I heard that somebody made a good decent money out of it and then invested that in like FX. Is it called FX? Like just invest like stock market or something, and then like became like a millionaire or billionaire. Yeah. Flipper machine, maybe. I don't know what it's called. Do Japanese Buddhists get offended by the Chinese word "futsuke", meaning laid back and uninterested in competitive aspects of society? Well, I don't know the word. Plus, like, I don't think that we will get offended by Chinese language. Texas is always bigger than normal America. That's one thing I remember about Japan pachinko parlors. People seem addicted to. Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. It's like the different types of people, like I have an impression. It's not always the case, but the stereotype that you have is like construction guys would like to go there, or kind of yakuza type of people would go there, or gamers would go there, like a nerdy type, and then people with like good degrees and so on. Some of them do, but like it's not like the stereotype is not like that. They invest in other things, so yeah, it's like a different world to me. Like I've never even stepped into any of them. Yeah, it is really weird because like when I first came into this political field, I thought like I thought I was standing up for Japanese people, my people, and I thought that I was looking at the entire Japan, because I know people here. But then I realized through the years, I met a lot of different people, from different genres. And then I realized like I knew nothing about my country, that there are like layers of people, like elites, like parliament members, who have graduated from the best schools or universities in Japan, bureaucrat people, and then like teachers and blah blah blah. Like they're like that sort of people, and then there are like business owners or like bankers, lawyers, that sort of occupation people, and then, like locally, if you look at the housewives here, they look at the society, but they totally live in a different world. And then if you even look low, I shouldn't say lower, but like the social pyramid is there, so you gotta face it, right? And there was a time when I was feeling down, like for a few years, like I was playing games, and then I met a bunch of gamers, online in Japan, and like they were so different from those who I had known, like different careers, different like school background, and what they're interested in are totally different. Like what kind of cigarettes they smoke, or what kind of like online game, not online gaming, like online casino thing. Like it's prohibited here, but like at the time, people didn't know much, so they were talking about it, and like different types of people, and it is so weird. But pachinko parlors, by the way, you have to know that it is often owned by Korean people in Japan, and conservatives complain all the time because right after the World War II, Japanese people were just devastated, and we had to rise up, right? And we were just thinking about our life. But it said, I haven't looked into it myself, but I hear that the Korean people in Japan, they just occupy the good places like in front of stations in Japan, and then they built pachinko parlor so that they can make money. And we are living in the continuation of that. And some parlors were sending the money to North Korea, which became a problem. And I think they had to stop it though. But you a book on religion notes that what Buddha preached lacks six basic elements of a religion. Interesting. I have a Shinto book, which I should read. It's just a basic understanding behind Shinto, and it points out interesting things about, like, interesting perspectives, such as that, like other religions, the main, like the big three ones, like Christianity and Islam and Judaism, they all have like a Bible or something equivalent to that. But in Japan, we don't have that, and they have church and mosque and so on. But here, we do have shrines, but like we don't have to have that. Originally, like we didn't have any buildings. We were doing the rituals like hiding from above. So it was just a space, like under the rocks and so on, just hiding space. So later we started to build things, but originally it's not. So like the comparison was about other religion having things about the religion, and Japanese is just lacking the origin, the buildings, and then we don't even have like preachers. We do have those who are in charge of the building, like shrines and so on today, but today it's different. After World War II, it's different due to political reasons. But originally, it was the local people just doing that. Or like if you go back, I hear that it's each home or household was doing it, kind of thing. And yeah, it's different. Interesting in that what you have is not like the standard, to us, that our religion consists like entirely differently. The way we look at it is just different. So that's so interesting. And I hear that Christianity talks about the origin of where the world or something, but here like we just the story starts. We do have like a tales that are told from the ancient times, but they start from the premise that the world is already there. So it's really unique. Mm. Whew. Wow, that's a lot of technical thing, original Buddhism. Interesting. I like Buddhism a lot, but it's fetish side, fetishized because it's exotic and foreign. Yeah, like I think that Westerners, with like spiritual people and so on, I think that they have just taken it out of context because like I do understand American culture, here to a certain degree, and I kind of get the context, right? Like when people talk, but I'm like whenever I see people like, oh, it's Buddhism, and I'm like, are you sure you understand? Um, French bread is French bread, right? So what is Japanese bread? Bread. In Japan, bread is just pan. Actually, we call it pan. Pan. Do you know Anpanman? Do I have Anpan today? Ah, shoot, I don't have one. I love Anpan. I showed that to you yesterday or the day before. But, An, it's like a pastry thing. And then pan, meaning bread. And man. So there's an anime with like this certain bread faced man, and it's super popular among the kids because kids love round things. Well, like humans in general, I heard from a psychologist through a video that we like round things, soft things. Why? Because it can never be harmful to you. Like a marshmallow type of thing, if it's a creature, it's adorable and it's lovable, right? And you're not gonna hate it because there's no way like you would feel threatened. So like characters are often like has round face, Anpanman, and also Doraemon, really round, and Random Yoko, really round. I wonder if there's any foreigners in Japan who are Shinto. Actually, there's one Ukrainian, like a Shinto person, like who is in charge of a shrine, I think, who learned Japanese and Shinto. There was a story like that. So it's like again, like I keep saying, Japanese culture is actually tolerant, and we're not racist. So we love those who um, respect our culture. Oh yeah, this one I think. Let me see. はい。新職の人。てちゃなさん。はい。Yeah, see, okay. See, like Ukrainian, but it's doing the Shinto thing. So is it she, right? Came to Japan after the war broke out, right? Oh no, she came 16 years ago and then learned Shinto and became this. And then she's also praying for those who are, affected by Russia. So that happens sometimes. Where are you from in Japan and your husband? Any differences between hometown prefectures? I'm from Fukuoka. I was born and raised here, and my husband also is from here, but he is from the city, right? I am from the suburb, and he's like kind of like not rich, but like he was smart, so he was put into private school and so on. So a bit like a snob, a little snobby. I was always a goof, in the family. So I wanted. People thought I was smart, but I was not. Like my grades were not that good, so I was like always like a bit above the average, and that's my life. Wherever I go, I'm like a bit over the average. That's the best though. That's the best zone because like you are somewhat good, but you're not good like so if you're too good then you have to compete the others to get to the top, so that's too much work. But yeah, but difference is I struggled actually with foods, and yeah, because of not because of the culture but because of the preferences. He likes meat, and and when he eats fish, he likes the stinky ones, aozakana. What do you call that? Aozakana. Just blue backed fish. That's so literal. I mean, it's in Japanese too. It's like blue fish, but oily fish. My husband likes like blue backed fish, right? And then yeah, the blue ones, mackerel, sardine. Sorry, but I like the different kinds, so that's bad. And I was a fish person rather than a meat person, so I started to eat more meat. Like I had to eat more meat with my husband, but I think it's doing me well, right? So doing me good. I mean, doing me good. So I'm not complaining, but yeah. But what was the most struggle thing for me was that he's a like a good. He grew up as a good kid, so he goes to bed early. I since I was a little kid, like toddler, I was up until like 10 or something, and then when I was in elementary school, I would wake up at like 12, and by the time I was in junior high school, which is like middle school to you, I was staying up at like 2 in the morning, and that's the foundation of my life. And I would go out at night too, locally, like by myself too sometimes, or like have my dog, walk the dog and then go meet my friends and so on after Kendo club even. And call my friends when I'm not meeting her, like my most like close friend, like I would call her at 10 at night and so on, but my husband goes to bed like at 10 today. And so when I got married, I'm like, yeah, let's go out. It's night, and it's romantic. Let's go out. And he's like, no, at night we don't go out. It's dark outside. Look outside. It's dark. It's dangerous. And like night is there for you to sleep. And I'm like, my dad or mom would take me to the nearby shop, like drugstore, at like 12 at night, because I was like, hey, I'm getting kind of hungry, and there was nothing. And then my parents would be like, oh, do you want to go? Like, I can drive you. And that would be like, it closes at 12. So, like, we had to hurry. So we were like, oh, let's hurry. And that was my life. So my husband, like, such a good person, like, disciplined person. So they didn't match. So it was such a struggle. But I'm finally learning how to wake up early. So wish me luck at the age of 40. At least, you guys can feel good, feel superior compared to me. Let's see. Well, that's lots of religious talks right there. In the US, people eat sushi with chopsticks. I hear Japan, it's more of a finger food. Traditionally, yes. And also, like, if you go to the really good, expensive sushi place, like authentic, real sushi, I guess you're supposed to do that, but we always use chopsticks ourselves because we don't want to get our hands dirty, you know? We we use chopsticks for everything. Even when we eat at the, like, for example, at Indian restaurants, there are chopsticks. Indian curry and naan and so on. You're supposed to use your fingers, but we're using like chopsticks and spoons and yeah, but not for curry. If curry, of course, spoon, but like they have like salad as a what's it called, to start the course. So good morning, Yoko. Good morning. Thanks for coming. Chopsticks for ice cream and chicken wings. Chicken wings, I kind of use it because like one, I don't want to get both of my hands dirty. My husband just go all in, but I'm like I pinch one, one and the other. I'm like using like I'm like I'm not using my finger. That's my battle while eating. No more super chat, guys. I'm scrolling back, and that the last one was like a long time ago. If I don't receive super chat, I will go. No more. And get all religions into one book focused on the 8 most widely followed. No claim that these are global. Other things about Japan, other countries usually ignore, misinterpret. Oh, one big thing that's being controversial in Japan is like child porn. Like what you think is child porn, the like graphics, like anime type of things, even like Japanese people often like draw our characters like little children, but they're not necessarily little children, but it looks like that. And then it can be sometimes like sexual too, right? Sexual appeal, like big boobs and so on. I don't know exactly, but I heard something on the line of like somebody went to, I think it was a UK or somewhere, like there's somebody had some storage of, whether it's online or computer, I don't know, but like because the person had it in the data, the person got caught and then lost all the data or something. Yeah. But here, like, it's not like, we have different standards for, like, we are tolerant, I keep saying that. We're tolerant. So, the way we look at like bodies and so on, the beauty standards and so on are different. So, often like, when I didn't know much about Japan, my own country, Japan, and I like basically hated my country at first, because of the education. I thought Japan was a bad country, so I started to hate it. And then I wanted to become an American. I studied English so much, and I kept talking to Westerners, right? And some Westerners would tell me like, "Oh, Japan is like a pervy people, that like they like stuff like this and that, and they would show like otaku culture." And back then, I would agree with them. So I do get where they are coming from, but at the same time, today, like after, especially like hanging out online with gamers, those who are into games and also like other characters and so on, then I started to kind of get it, the kind of freedom and just a fantasy world that is totally detached from the reality, and it's something that I don't think that it, it makes sense in this really stressful society in Japan, but I don't think that it's easy to understand from like foreign perspective. Lolicon, kawaii style. I don't know, some drawing in anime, I think, that you're not supposed to even like drawings too. It's bad, right? Like if it's like a little girls. Japan has the best KitKat flavors. Yeah. You are talking about the one Norwegian that was arrested to have certain manga. Was it about Norwegian? I don't know. I thought it was like a Japanese person. Maybe another case. K-pop Japanese love and BTS. Oh, Japanese people? I'm too old. I'm too old to keep up with what's popular because my time it was Kara, and so I really liked Kara. But BTS popular, right? There was there was this group that got on this gay YouTube channel recently, and I got to know them through that. But I already forgot their name. But is it called like twins or something with TW something like there's some group that is popular, Korean group that's popular in Japan. I don't even know. Japanese people or like Japanese young girls are often talking about like Korean idols, like, oh, this girl is this and that, or her makeup is cute, or her fashion is cute, and oh, her attitude was great here, or this person is actually not good based on that behavior at the airport, and blah blah blah. Like there are fans, like really passionate fans sometimes in Japan of Korean pop. Does Japanese language not have sarcasm? It's not about the language, it's the culture that we don't really have sarcasm. And actually, like when we translate irony and sarcasm, it's the same thing in Japanese. So I have to think like whenever like at first it was so hard for me to understand because I didn't know what sarcasm is. But I realized that it's sarcasm is like the ones that you see in pictures on a newspaper or textbook. Sometimes it's like showing that thing, and then that kind of gave me the idea. But yeah, it's still to this day it's difficult even for me to get it because it's kind of to us. I think it can sound mean, culturally before wars and so on. Because Japan, we have had natural disasters from the get go. We had to stick together to survive on this like shaky islands, which often get hit by typhoons and heavy rains. So our culture from early on is to respect or keep the harmony of the people. Harmony. Wa. It's called wa. The spirit of wa. harmony. And in order to keep that, you cannot say different things in group. You shouldn't disturb the community. You shouldn't say different things or, hurt the others and so on. Like we are one, right? We are harmonized. So you don't want to go in and be sarcastic because people would think it's kind of like a negative and so on. So usually we don't have that, but I think though that our communication and also our entertainment has like gotten broadened, I think, and I think more there are more and more like stuff like that. But yeah, I don't think we culturally have that concept. But yeah, my husband naturally has it though because he's kind of mean. I always tell him like he's probably funny among Americans, but here he's like mean sometimes, the commentary that he makes watching people, like one day, like what I remember for example is that when we were walking in the nearby park, it was a beautiful day, sunny, and people are just having fun, lots of families and couples walking together or like playing in the field. And then there was this, we were walking by and we passed this like older lady who had like a little bell, like, right? And then my husband, as he walked by, he said like kind of whispered to me like, "Oh, that's the bell to avoid bears." Like I don't know, you don't have the background knowledge or context, so it doesn't probably make sense. But to me, it was like kind of sarcastic in a way, like he's kind of negative. Stuff like that. I don't know if I'm making sense, but like, he says stuff like that, and sometimes sarcastic too. So anyway, but yeah, so the sarcasm thing is the problem because like if you translate, for example, there's auto translate on X today, and if you try to use sarcasm on X and meant for Japanese people, it will be lost in translation. Yeah. Guys, I don't see super chat. No more colorful chats. And my energy is going down because I don't see colorful chats anymore. No. It was a Japanese person whose Google online account was deleted because of this art. Yeah. Google account. Yeah. That one. Japanese, right? Yeah. I remember Boa was confused since she's singing Japanese in Japan and Korean in Korea. It was long. It was before K-pop era. Yeah, Boa. Yeah, very very famous, popular back then. Other good news about Japan in present and future, like Project Beautiful, Monument under construction, etc. Good news is that Takaichi is building like establishing a system where our intelligence bureau can work. Just like we want to make sure that we have a good system like the CIA. I know that you guys don't like the CIA, but that's because you take it for granted. We don't even have that sort of system. So like for starter, you gotta have something, and it's a really good move. And then Five Eyes, I think they are interested in sharing with us too. So that's a good move. And what else? And I don't know, like a imperial family, like a household law is going to be revised for the better, so that's good. because that's key for Japan. Another like positive things, there will be a soccer match soon. I think next week or so. There's a World Cup going on, and Japan is going to compete in Mexico, I think, against the Dutch, I think. And for that, like the Dutch defense minister at the Shangri-La, the National Security Conference recently in Singapore, they were talking about the World Cup because the Dutch one was like, oh, we hope Koizumi, our defense minister, and Dutch one was like, oh, we hope that we will stay friends after the Dutch wins. And then some conversation happened there in a friendly tone. You should probably check it out if you haven't. What is your favorite American chain in Japan, like Costco or McDonald's or KFC? Starbucks and McDonald's, just because they're in my neighborhood. KFC, I'm not really interested in fried food. So even though chicken can be good, but I'm older now, so like I feel different. It's so weird that I started to pay attention to the foods again, right? For a few months now, I think. And I'm used to the healthy diet now, again. And that, because of that, like I can't really eat greasy food or like, if something is too sweet, I'm like, I feel bad. So like I like salty things and something with like a healthy fat, like nuts and so on. So it's interesting how your like taste buds change. Your husband needs to learn English. I agree. I mean, she's getting a lot better. Like I used to translate whenever we go on a call with our international friends, in politics to discuss our plans and so on. Until a while ago, I had to translate everything for him. But today, like I can mostly skip and he gets it. Like when the English is spoken really fast, or if the person has heavy accent, then it's hard for him. But I think that he understands like basic English now, and also he can write emails as well. So I'm really impressed with the change or improvement. How do I use Pairs app outside of Japan and USA? I have no idea. Modern Ninja. Did you cover all the interesting stories in the newspaper? Kind of like I didn't get the time to look at this newspaper much today. Oh, but I forgot to mention like America actually additional tariff almost like 12.5%, including Japan, 60 countries and regions. And he says, I really hope that our economy can survive. Yeah. Like, I think right now it's really important that our government, like Takaichi, she should be calling Trump like every day if she can. If she has, like, she should make time, like Abe and Trump would go on a phone call a lot, like he was making the effort, so she should do that too. But I think she's too serious, and I guess Trump is too busy too, though. But yeah, not much like exciting things today, in my opinion. I never read like other pages, by the way, like a sports section and so on. I'm like the first several pages is my thing, and other pages I'm like I'm just looking at it after forever. Well, we have a regional page to this. It says Fukuoka. Like that's my prefecture. You see the map, and yeah. Sometimes, like I've been on like this section of newspapers before, though, because that's what happens when you're active. Okay. Anyway, I am not receiving. Oh, Nick, thank you so much. YNN Yoko News Network contribution. Yay! Thank you so much. A lot of coverage about like the AI, by the way. So I feel like we're isn't it exciting? Like right now we don't feel that like we don't see it objectively because we are living in this time, but just imagine like when automobile cars, cars, when cars were first installed, like the modern type of cars installed in the society, like it was a game changer, right? Or the, I don't know, like industrial revolution back in the 18th century or something too. Like it dramatically changed the game in life, in the world. And right now we had like internet thing. Of course we experienced that. That was a game changer. Today AI is coming into the picture, and it's like our life is gonna be so much different, and we're standing in the shifting point, and it's so exciting. It's the accumulation, step by step by step. So it's kind of like you can't really see right now, but if you probably like look back in like 30 years or something, you'll be so like touching, I think. And lots of regulations and so on are discussed, but it's necessary. Super chat, thank you, Jean. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it so much. You have given me motivation because this is day 4, and I'm gonna go for another 3 days. What happened with a girl bullying another and passed away from their injuries? The girl bullying another and passed away from the injury. And the girl admitted it, but then claimed that remembering this news was on social media yesterday. Are you talking about the one including regarding the bridge, or I don't know which case you're talking about? I know that you need to have carry permits connected to sport club for Onakatana. Yeah, you need permission. For guns and blades, I think you need to get registered. And also, by the way, we need hunters here. So to hunt bears. There are bear hunters, in the region where bears show up often, in where people live. It's been a problem, and the hunters are doing their job. It's not an easy job, like taking lives and so on, but they do it for us. But they are elderly, very elderly, so the number is not enough, and on the top of that they are dying out, so we need hunters. I hope though that soon, when you look at the war in Ukraine, for example, now it's all about drones, right? So by that, there's a bit of discussion. It's not like a like a common thing to talk about, but some people talk about how due to the development of drones, like they are controlling with a game controller and so on, because it's easy that way. And so that means that, I, for example, I'm a female and I'll be older and older. However, I can still I have a good flex, and I can control things good. So if anything happens, then I think that I can at least like remotely fight, you know? At least I could do that. So that's the new possibility that I am like taking into consideration, like not that I will become like one of the soldiers, but like I don't know, like I think that we should be just keeping in mind that that sort of world it might be coming. So even to attack bears too, like maybe we could take advantage of drones and so on too. So, but whenever we install technology, though, of course, there are people take advantage of that to do malicious things. So we gotta be careful. But yes, what they call AI is not really intelligent and is mostly doing negative things, negative things for normal people. I don't think so. I have to disagree because it's not about AI. It's like looking at a knife. Some people use it to kill people, others use it to cook with it, cook with. You know, it depends on who uses it. I am greatly thankful for the AI, and it has enhanced my life a lot. But I'm not using it too heavily, but like when I'm like I do ask to like sort out my thoughts or my information and so on, or when I'm too lazy to Google, like I can ask and efficiently, and also like in order to think about my mentality or my physical status, like I take advantage of the AI. And I'm not gullible though, like I can use it because I have knowledge in me, and I have common sense and everything. I lived in the reality in really really hard, so that I have the good judgment. I'm proud of my judgment. So that's why I can use the AI. But younger kids, like teenagers and so on, they don't know how to think, and if they use the AI, that becomes the like a disaster. And as I told you days ago, that there was a case that our baseball team's coach was arrested because her daughter talked to ChatGPT about the abuse of her father. But father was just trying to separate the two daughters fighting each other at dinner or something. But then because she did that, like, oh, how can I stop him and so on. And then the child care protective service people came to, and then he got arrested. So stupid things happen. But AI is all about what to do with it, I think, because it can help. Like Japan is thankful for the AI because it's already helping us in certain industries, and when we can advance our technology like that, we can fill in the shortage of population. I mean, workers, and that came from like decline of population. So yeah, AI is promoting communism. Interesting. And Japan, by the way, is making our own AI, so I am excited about it. Right now, AI for me mainly has to do with inflating my stock portfolio. Awesome. NVIDIA to the moon, baby. Cool. I know a bit about like, the political moves and so on. So like I can kind of tell like what kind of things would come up. But then I have no knowledge about stock market and so on. So I wish I knew. I wonder if I can study. Maybe I should just make friends who are used to it. But here, like you guys are probably familiar, but like I need friends here. What's weird is that I do have like old friends, who I speak to sometimes, like annually, but but annually on a daily basis, I have zero friends. I have stuffed animals. I talk to them. and my husband and my parents and so on. And I just talk to myself. I'm actually literally talking to myself like this at home when I'm alone. And I don't know how I'm keeping my sanity. Maybe I'm a spiritual person and maybe communicating with above. Who knows? I'm always like either by myself or with my husband. It's crazy when you think about it. I don't think that it's mentally healthy to do it. Somehow works out for me. Mm. But still, though, like, in political activities, I have to talk to people. The old name of AI is fuzzy logic. Yeah? Fuzzy logic? I've used Japanese made AI for my image generation. That'll be fun, right? I mean, like once we launch something, like this, like there are a bunch of companies together, launching this new company like for AI, and if once it's out, I bet that people will take advantage of that to make something that can generate cute things and so on. That'll be cool. I need friends in real life too. Zero friends too. Old friends moved away. I haven't found the new ones. Old friends are the best because they know you, right? Like the friends that you made when you are a teenager to like early 20s are the best. But the difficult part is that usually like your paths are like apart, and like the topics that you're interested in, for example, like I want to talk about the news and stuff, right? Like just common sense in what's going in the society. I want to hear the opinions, to think like I like new perspectives, like different perspectives. For me to get a aha moment, I love aha moments. Like aha, well, that's a good, cool way to think about it. Like I like aha kind of moments, every day. So like I want to think a lot, but then I don't know what to talk about with my friends. I ask about what they've been up to and the struggles that they have in life and what they plan to do. But sometimes, they are busy living their life and they're not actually thinking ahead much either, because like like people are not like, they don't have as much time as I do. For example, like I'm a freaking YouTuber. I am so free, right? And no, and I don't have I don't have kids, so I get to do whatever, right? Whether I like it or not, like that's my life. Other people are just busy working and raising children and so on, and so the capacity are different. So of course, like what I get to do and what they get to do are different, and their environments are different. I don't know what to talk about, right? So I'm a good listener though, so I usually just listen. But yeah, and then even if I make friends, I'm lazy. Like I even right now I have to return like replies to a couple of people, but I noticed that I didn't reply, and then it's been days, and now like, is it okay to reply? Like I'm so clumsy at communication because I am so okay with being by myself that I forget how to communicate. It's like I'm like a walking modern life. you know People should study me because like I'm not a digital native, but I've been using the internet since at the age of 15 years old, like every day. So, and YouTube too. As soon as it came out, like I've been watching YouTube videos for like every day. So then like I'm a little ahead of the trend that happens. People were all about YouTube, and then they got a little bit tired, and then they're coming back up, and like But I'm like, oh, I experienced that, you know, that sort of things. Uh, so yeah, but yeah, like I want friends, but I don't really need friends actually because yeah, I what I would want is like those who are smarter than me to expand my knowledge, and also those who have connections that would be exciting. Yeah, I like to do things, so I cannot really. And also like communicating is like I don't like. I do like texting sometimes. It's if it's like a chat, but then I would just rather like go on a like a video call or something rather. Right? Like get it over with. You know, we gotta catch up. Do it. Done. You know, just like you go out for dinner or something. So if you do it online, it's kind of difficult. But yeah, like I have friends, but I don't talk to my like old friends. Like I don't get in touch with them. I just meet them once or twice a year. Anyway, uh, I avoid people because of politics too. Yeah. Elon Musk is the only African Grok, Grok likes. Interesting. Yeah. At least you have a husband. Yeah. I mean, I serve my husband so much. Like I'm good. Like I'm really proud of massaging his feet. Right. I did that yesterday, and that made him happy. I'm like a little agent servant for him, and it's okay, you know. He's working hard, so like I want to make him feel better. Fine with only a couple of friends, otherwise life gets too busy. Yeah, like when you have friends, like they take over your life. I am such a nice person that when I'm start talking to somebody, like I think about the person a lot. I'm such a full of love, right? So then like I don't have I have difficulties with boundaries. So it's either yeah, like so like I don't wanna think about other people's lives much. Is that bad? Maybe I'm not a good person. I want to focus on myself. Like they're like I want to improve. You know, like I want to take care of this house, do things for my husband. You know. Oh, I need to make a short video for my husband's channel. See, like I can't do like I hate making videos for my channel. Like I know I should, but like it's hard sometimes to do things for yourself. That's why I can only live stream mostly. But like yeah, and then I I'm reading a book actually about Trump too. Do you want to see it? I can grab it fast. Wait for me. Ow! I'm reading a book. This is actually by Yomiuri Shimbun. I'm not sponsored, just so you know. I'm reading this one. Trump senpai! 強権国家 America. Trump evolution. The shock of Trump evolution. I don't know how to translate that. And then, yeah, it's like this, you know. It has sometimes pictures. Of course, it's in Japanese, and I realized like while reading, like, oh, I can actually read because I used to be stupid, but now like after reading newspaper often, you know, this is actually easy to understand, you know. So I'm like reading, and I want to read whenever I get a chance, and I want to, you know, and my husband and I, when we have a bit of time, we hit like the library or the what's it called like bookstores in the city. And then when you see that and a bit like open a little bit, like you want to install all that knowledge in your life, right? Like in your brain, and you get excited that I want to do that. So like I would probably prioritize that instead of making friends. But friends are important too, because sometimes I do want to you know, have a dinner or something with like people. That is when I'm feeling good. Like recently I'm fine, but of course I'm human and there are like ups and downs. And when I'm down, of course, like I want to meet with people, but people are not convenient like that though, because people are people and I shouldn't treat others like that, like a useful people. So it's difficult, but such a modern thing to think about. Trump, hooray! But actually, this book is actually very anti-Trump. So it was hard for me, not because of emotions, but like it's hard to understand. Like it is easy to read, but it is kind of hard to follow that narrative because I have to like I'm used to like neutral, like on newspaper, Yomiuri is actually okay, you know. When it comes to traditions and so on, they can be off sometimes. But as for the regular news, they are okay, objectives and so on. But this is a little opinionated, and it's the foundation, like the premise is that Trump is bad. So I have to kind of calculate, you know, from the premise, like, okay, so they're coming from here. Oh, okay, like I gotta think a little bit. So it's a bit of a exercise there, but yeah, still like it's worth reading because it just covers the all the incidents that recently happened and so on, right? So the part I really liked was about like Elon Musk and Doge and so on, and you gotta think about the flow, like what happened. People getting you know. What's the word? Fired and so on by Elon Musk's email and blah blah, and the pictures like this and there, and yeah. But then, of course, it's this book is talking about it in a negative way. But then I have to, while reading, I'm like, so what about the conservative way of thinking? Though, like I have to think about the conservative way of thinking because the liberals were bad in the first place. So they're just complaining sometimes about political characteristic. So it's a little hard to read. But anyway. But it's a book about your images flipped, can't read a text. Huh? It's about Trump. And basically, I don't know, just looking back, like Trump's power, like how Trump is doing the politics in America, about freedom of speech and diversity, immigrant issue, and production, US Steel, and so on. Like just looking back, what happened so far. It's important, I think, to remember the flow of what happened. Who is that? I haven't read this part. Oh, Tech Right. Interesting. But just know that we have so many books about American politics, in bookstores. So isn't it kind of interesting that we're, of course, another nation and we are thinking and reading about your country, trying to analyze and so on. I think it's cool. I hope the vice versa is happening. Sometimes you need interaction with people like friends, sharing exchange ideas. Yeah, like you don't want to get stuck in your head, right? Of course. Yeah. I wish, like, the kinds of friends that I need to have are like beauty friends, but like not that like crazy people, but and also like jogging friends maybe, and like hikers. I wanna hike. I really like the mountain hike. Like a week ago, I wanna go back, or maybe 2 weeks ago, a week ago. I don't remember. I wanna go back, but it's been raining. But yeah, that's sort of like healthy people. I wanna be surrounded by healthy people so that I'll be healthy too. It feels like we're already in World War III. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I wonder what. Yeah. But I guess that, like, yeah. But we're always indirectly involved, though. Like, darkly, no, it's directly, but not with military power against each other, right? Like, it's kind of, it's through the filters or through a certain country and so on. So it's a little different, I guess. Um, yeah. Sometimes I'm like, we just gotta go in and just, destroy each other and bam, we are over. But I don't know. Because like the dragging is really bad. But I hear though that, for example, the war in Ukraine, like Russia's side is really depleted. They're exhausted. So they probably want to end for now just to, restore the energy and so on, and then start again later when Trump is out of the picture, probably. So, man, anyway, I should probably go, guys. America is self-centered. I mean, yeah, like you have a lot of stuff by yourself. Japan is an island nation. We want to know all about other countries. America is the kind of country, like a leader country that is huge, that other countries just come to you and you are busy handling that. Has Onoda Kimi-sama expelled the Nigerians from Kabukicho yet? I have no idea. But our people are strict on rules, so we constantly being attacked. Okay. I'm getting sleepy for it. So you chose to learn English. Does it imply you like the West more than Japan in the same way a Western person that chooses to learn Japanese often has a pretty positive bias toward Japan? Me, I prefer the Western or like America in particular. I was obsessed. I'm still am. Just obsessed with American English and how it sounds. I'm attempting to speak American English. I still have a lot to learn, but yeah, that's my obsession. So it's more about the language, and that's why the language. But in order to hear the language, you need to listen to the people who are speaking and writing and so on. So the direction, or the order might be the opposite, but because I'm a musician at heart, I make music and I play piano, so and I have music ear, so like American English, the tone and the flows and so on, the sounds, so just music to my ears. So yeah, and then there was a time I was ashamed of my country and culture. Of course, I was young, I was stupid, and I also was brainwashed from school and the mainstream media. Today, like after, like in your expression, it's like red pilled, right? And then I started to learn about my country. I started to understand, and then after I met my husband, he is such a patriot with like a really like great amount of knowledge about my country. So he teaches a lot of stuff, and I started to understand, and And so also I'm getting older. So it makes it easy to swallow the cultural concepts and so on. So now I am like truly proud of being Japanese in Japan, and I love my country. But like it's part of it is, of course, it's because my territory, you know. And for that, I love my hometown. I never want to live outside of my hometown. It's like a people say like, oh, you should live in Tokyo or something, right? And I logically speaking, it would be better to live in Tokyo, for example, if you want to go into a political field, because everyone is there. It's easy, moves fast. But at the same time, I'm like, I just I just can't think, you know. I love this place too much. I have to be here. And yeah. But then that doesn't mean like I don't like, how should I say? It's like it's because my country that I love, Japan. So as a foreign country, I love America, and I think I have a healthy balance now. You know, before I was thinking like America is superior and better and blah blah blah. I was comparing what you cannot compare. Today, I just embrace all the good things, but I have an identity as a Japanese patriot and so on. You know, when you're young, you're just silly. You don't know how to think and so on. Like it's really if you're young, make sure that you're surrounded by smart people. Like by smart, I mean like those who know a lot of things, like not the snob kind, like elite type. It doesn't have to be elite type because they often have ego problem. But those who have, I would say, like wisdom and broad knowledge about things, like those who are curious about things, right? Because they would tell you like, oh, you know what, there's this thing called the blah blah blah, and they give you a new, like they will tell you the new world that's out there that you don't know, and you can expand your world and so on. And if you can meet like a logical thinker, that'll be great. My husband has such a great like logical thinking that by talking to him every day, I have gotten smarter. I can tell. And that's why like the more like older I get with him, I have less problems. Like my life is getting easier and easier. It's getting more simplistic each year because I talk to him and I have installed his thought process. And now it's easy to communicate with him like better than before. And also it's like through his filter, you know, it's easy to grasp the idea of politics and so on. And maybe I'm brainwashed, but like, you know, that's human. So yeah, but seriously though, like after then, like when I listen to like news commentator and so on, or experts or politicians, I get it. Like I can understand the language, you know, in my own language. I didn't understand before. So I am so happy. So now I'm thinking like, oh, now I can finally like observe all the information out there. And I was thinking that, you know, people on TV or like in the parliament and so on, they're so much smarter than me. And I realized like they're not really. They just have like a certain knowledge and more experiences. So yeah. Anyway, I'm rambling. Most Japanese that are fluent in English already prefer the West. Same with the Japanese that chose to learn Mandarin is often lover of China. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yes, yes, yes. That's why, though, like, you know, part of me wants to have, like, those who study English, right, like, to get motivated and so on. But they usually they're like a poser. They just want to be like Westerners or something. Like they have a mental issue, mental issues, like I did before. and that's not something that I'm looking for, you know. So yeah, so it'd be good to hang out with the like activist type or journalists who are in the field, you know, from here who engage internationally. Like I need to level up my friend level to that level because there are people who are like who speak English or Chinese, whatever, no problem, and collect information from direct sources internationally because they can fly to other countries and so forth. And they have great connections, you know, which they have built from previous job as a professional reporter at some news company or something. And I gotta be friends with that sort of people. That's the conclusion of my rambling. Anyway, I don't say super chat, so I'm gonna end this stream, okay? Okay. Thank you, guys. I will be back tomorrow. Okay, I've been talking for like 2 hours straight. Oh my gosh. Okay. Thank you. See you tomorrow? Yes. Yes. Okay. I need to cook dinner. Dinner time. Yes. Okay. Apocalypse. Thank you. Okay. Have a good day or night. Sleep well if you're on the other side of the world, okay? Yep. See you tomorrow. I'll be back with the 5th day. Okay. Tomorrow my thumbnail can be like 5, right? I was trying like this and this, and tomorrow it's like, okay. Thank you. Be happy. I will. You too. See you tomorrow. Come back tomorrow with Super Chat. Okay. Bye. Thank you. Bye.